The last time you were here, I mean, we talked about a lot of things, but after the program, during some of your campaigns, you ran into some controversies about you saying you will legalize marijuana and, you will encourage Nigerians to take marijuana, and that Igbo is, as you called it, is something that is produced in the fertile grounds of, is it Ekiti State or Ondo State? So how has marijuana become such a big campaign issue?
No, let me correct it. I didn't say I will legalize marijuana, but I know that some kind of legal framework has to exist to do what I'm planning to do, which is export of marijuana to the international market. It's $1 billion industry. In fact, it's going to reach $65 billion in the next year or so. And just as I was saying that here, Ghana was also saying that it will be exporting marijuana, cannabis as they call it. South Africa legalized it through their high court. Coca-Cola is going to be infusing marijuana into their drinks. What I'm saying is that if you are clairvoyant enough, you can get in the game before they claim that our own marijuana, cannabis here is illegal or unhealthy. It's going to be somehow the oil of the future, because the world is taking ahead of the rest of us. The medicinal value of marijuana alone, if you do the study, Google will help you. We showed to you that there's a lot of cures, including using it to cure seizures. You use it to cure parts of cancer. They use them in making clothes. The hemp plant itself is the strongest, better than cotton. In fact, in the US, the reason why marijuana was initially attacked was because the people who were growing cotton didn't want hemp to contest with their product. But you live in a country where there's legalization of cigarette that kills people, and you are complaining about marijuana, which you can grow naturally, has natural values. In fact, it's known to have better uses than than any other thing, including alcohol. Every night in this country, when you go to a nightclub on a Friday, on Saturday, you take back huge amount of dollars to France, to Europe and America from drinking champagne. But you've got a product, you've got a plant in your country that grows very well. We're saying use your sense so that you can get into the game and get into the future. As of yesterday, Canada has legalized people carrying marijuana in local flights because they realize the value. In Amsterdam, you can buy marijuana to smoke in a coffee shop. They call them coffee shop. It's a huge industry out there. If I'm in Nigeria and we can get Ekiti State, Edo State, and Ondo State, Okpe, where it is best grown, to be making $4 billion a year, I would prefer that than going to the Federal Executive Council every month to be begging for, handouts from oil sales. So it's important to get it. This is clairvoyance. This is seeing into the future. And you can imagine that as soon as we made that pronouncement here, the rest of the world seems that they were listening to me in the studio with you, where I said it. And everybody is just talking about how marijuana has become a product. It's already a product. It's become, the day that Coca-Cola said they were going to infuse marijuana into their drinks, the stock rose sharply. It's already been marketed in stock markets around the world. There are marijuana, cannabis shares already that people are investing in, people who can see into the future. But unfortunately here, our leaders are so backward. We are not thinking along the rest of the world. That's why our infrastructure is broken. That's why the country is broken, because we have analog thinkers ruling a digital society.
Well, my concern when I read the story is that, a multi-religious country like this, where religion, religious sentiments are very strong. And there were people commenting that, Sowore wants to introduce Igbo to the governance.
Let me explain something to you.
Why doesn't he talk about cassava, talk about grains, or talk about agriculture?
As a matter of fact, I made that comment at a health seminar, when they're talking about traditional medicine. They say, when you want to talk about traditional medicine, think about what is most valuable traditionally that you have. In the first place, if you want to buy a boat today in this studio, somebody will bring it to you. You can order it. In fact, they sell paraphernalia of making marijuana.
Cigarette smoking is not allowed.
No, I'm just saying that you can get it. You can get it even from the NDLA. Don't waste your time. But if you go to ShopRite today and you want to buy the paraphernalia for smoking marijuana, they will sell it to you.
Okay, so your intention is not to legalize marijuana.
No, look, the marijuana is available in Nigeria already. We're wasting our time discussing whether to legalize it or not. Even the pastors and the imams we are talking about, they smoke it. They take marijuana. We know that.
You know a certain Nigerian pastor who takes
Oh my goodness! Don't let us get started when it comes to that. Fela can answer that question for you. But everybody knows that people have their secret habits. They get high on all kinds of things. They drink alcohol. They smoke cigarettes. We know all these things, but that's not the issue. I'm talking about the economic value of that plant in 21st century global world, that you can market this thing, and if you don't get in the game too early, Americans will patent their own weed, and they will ask you or force you to be importing into your country to cure glaucoma, to cure cancer, to cure seizures, epilepsy, and all those things that you just need to do research. In the last 2 weeks, the discussion about marijuana has ballooned to the point that it's almost the trending topic for about 2 weeks when Coca-Cola got in the